Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome. We're live now, and this is a very special moment for us. This is the episode 5, the finale episode of Ripple Talks. Over the last 4 episodes, we've been decoding what it truly takes to be a successful professional speaker. Each episode has been power packed with industry experts, deep insights, and real conversations from the world of professional speaking. Ripple Talks is brought to you by the Professional Speakers Summit 2026, the flagship event of the Professional Speakers Association of India. For those who are joining for the first time, um, Ripple Talks is where we talk all about professional speaking. And before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Venkateshwari. I'm a leadership coach, a keynote speaker, an author, and a facilitator. I work with C level leaders to build high potential while leading a holistic, aligned life. I like to call myself a high potential architect. I am logging in from Chennai, and I would love to know, where are you all joining in from? Put in your comments. Where are you joining from? Hello. Okay, so before we begin, I would like to introduce you to our guests. Throughout the course of this conversation, we would love to know your views on the comments and feel free to ask any questions you would like to. And now, without further ado, let's welcome our first guest for this session. Our first guest today truly embodies what it means to enable growth, and which is why she's also known as the gain enabler. Dr. C.A. Sangeeta Sumesh is a chief financial officer turned business and leadership coach who enables leaders to grow with clarity of purpose, performance, and profits. She currently serves as an independent director on corporate boards and is on a mission to help corporate leaders and team not just succeed but truly shine. With over about 30 years of rich experience working across diverse corporates, she brings a rare blend of strategic depth, and human insight. A recipient of multiple awards, Dr. Sangeeta is a chartered accountant and a management accountant and has completed her executive education from Harvard Business School and holds a doctorate from the Swiss School of Business and Management. She's a PCC level credential coach with the International Coaching Federation, a TEDx speaker, a global professional speaker, and a best selling author of the books What the Finance, Get High, Where's the Moolah, and Who Leads Who. Let's welcome Dr. C.A. Sangeeta Sumesh. Hello, Sangeeta.
Yes, hi, Venki, and hi, everybody who's joined online. It's an awesome place, and I'm so excited to be part of this event. I'm really looking forward to share some interesting thoughts through this session. So,
Yeah,
thank you,
lovely,
Venki, for that
lovely.
introduction.
Thank you. So lovely to see you, and congratulations on your fourth book.
Fifth book, yeah, thank you.
Fifth book. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
fifth book.
no worries.
Okay,
Yes,
yes.
thank you.
Okay, so we welcome our next guest now. Our next guest is someone who truly represents the heart of human centric leadership. Esther Indurkar is a human-centric leadership expert, a global keynote speaker, and the president of the Professional Speakers Association of India. She has been an integral part of PSAI community for the past 5 years, consistently serving in leadership roles and playing a key part in shaping the direction of our community ecosystem. With over 20 years of corporate experience, Esther brings a deep understanding of human behavior and translates it into meaningful leadership transformation that creates lasting impact. Her work inspires leaders to move beyond performance and lead with purpose, clarity, and authenticity. An award winning mentor and a TEDx speaker, Esther strongly believes that leadership begins from within. It's a pleasure to to welcome Esther to Ripple Talks. Hello.
Venkateshwari, thank you so much for having me here. Hi, Sangeeta. It's
Hi,
an honor
Esther.
to share the stage with you, and thank you
Oh,
everybody who's watching.
Yeah, and
likewise,
it's my
yes.
honor to
Thanks.
to share the stage with you, lovely ladies. Thank you. I'm grateful. Our next guest brings a powerful blend of global exposure, service excellence, and leadership development. Afeef Hussain is a keynote speaker and executive coach with the John Maxwell team and a passionate hotelier and service excellence champion with over 18 years of experience as an HR generalist and L&D specialist. Afeef has worked across 6 countries and spoken in over 50 countries, engaging leaders on service excellence, leadership, organizational behavior, and performance. He is a founding member of both the Maldives Association of HR Professionals and the Maldives Professional Speakers Association, and currently serves as the vice president of both associations, contributing actively to the growth of the profession. Afeef is also a strong community contributor committed to developing people and strengthening leadership capability at a national level. He's a graduate of Harvard Business School Executive Education MBA class of 2016-17 and currently serves as a Senior Director, Talent, Culture, and Quality Assurance at Lux Resorts and Hotels. Please join me in welcoming Afeef Hussain to Ripple Talks.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome and looking forward to add value to this conversation today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank
Afeef.
you. And
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
I'm
Thank
super
you.
thrilled to welcome you all to Ripple Talks episode 5. So, our focus today is on this topic called Stronger Together, the power of professional speaking community. Now, before we begin, the moment you know the words power of professional speaking community, could you tell me some one or two words that comes to your mind when you hear those words? The power of
Collaboration,
professional.
synergy.
Synergy. I would also say synergy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
lovely,
great connections around the world. We build it through
beautiful.
professional speaking.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so my first question is for Sangeeta. Sangeeta,
Yeah.
why do you think is the speaking profession often described as a lonely one?
Now, Venki,
And
you
is it
are
really a
also
lonely one?
okay. So, I mean, you're also a coach. So it's not just speaking, but even as a coach, sometimes it can
True.
get lonely. And the
Of
reason
course.
why, if you don't want to feel lonely, is to be part of communities like PSAI. Right? Because, see, for me,
Ah,
especially after serving in the corporate for about 25 years, and then this shift and this jump to as a professional speaker was a completely different journey and something that I hadn't quite anticipated in the sense, the supposedly loneliness feeling. But I
hmm,
think the community has been of great support because, when, like they say, you are a sum total of the 5 people you're surrounded with, right? So
true,
being
true.
part of this community has been very helpful in growing and upskilling myself as a professional speaker. And that's why I honestly don't feel that it's lonely as such, because I know I have people around, I have people to support. If I need any help, if I need any feedback, or, getting some
Yeah,
uh, really good thoughts around, if I want to just bounce off something, I think this community is there. So I think as a result, it's not really lonely as such. And I think it's absolutely the kind of mindset that one can develop. So if you have the
ah,
right mindset and you know that you have a community you can reach out to for any sort of support that you want, I think that really makes a difference. So it's not as
yeah.
lonely as people may think it is.
Okay, okay. That's a lovely perspective. So it's not lonely as we think it is. If you
Yeah,
find your
that's
tribe,
yes, absolutely. So when you know you have people you can rely on, I think that makes a whole lot of difference.
absolutely, so true, so true. And that's what communityhood is all about. about. Coming to the next question, I want to ask Esther, is that you must have in your journey as in leadership roles in the community of Professional Speakers Association of India. You must have seen many speakers go through different journeys from when they joined to now. What begins to shift for a speaker when they stop trying to figure out everything on their own and they have a community along with them?
I think the weight gets lighter, is how I would like to mention, because now you're
Beautiful.
not doing it all by yourself. You are doing it with the help of a community, which have people like Sangeeta. She's been there from the founding days.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have Afeef, whose experience is so vast across the globe. So it's like you start to grow rather than just surviving in this big profession, which people are still trying to make sense of it. So it gets easier the minute you start uh, to share that and not keep trying to figure it out on your own. And like what Sangeeta was saying, yes, it is a mindset,
Hmm.
especially for the ones who are not a part of the community, because then it feels
Hmm.
alone. But when you
Yeah.
become a part of a community like this, where everybody is supporting and celebrating each other's wins, I think we are growing together. So it's more of fun than a lot of more challenges and more weight.
No, I totally agree because I'm just less than a year old, and I can see that shift in my mindset. There's something different about me before and after being part of the community.
I
And
have
you
been
see,
there the first 6 months. I've been there the first 6 months, hiding, not sharing, scared to ask the questions because it was a new thing entirely for me. But the minute we start talking to the members, you realize that it's very easy. It's not that difficult as you thought. So, yeah.
okay. So picking from that, the sharing, Esther, is that you shared that the first 6 months seems very lonely. So I want to ask Afeef that how does one, when they join a community, break free from that first 6 month and make that journey shorter? What should one do when they join a community?
Yeah, thank you. I believe that not just in professional speaking, but in any sort of community that you engage yourself in, or any sort of work that you put yourself in, what you get is what you put in. So
Ah,
becoming a member of an association or a professional body, I mean, it's the same thing. Like if you, for example, subscribe to a magazine, and you get all these magazines every now and then, and probably by Thomas you have 12 magazines. The magazine doesn't care about you. I mean, the company probably gets subscription, but maybe if you read those magazines, I think probably will benefit you out. Because for example, if you submit to a, let's say, Harvard Business Review magazine or Inc magazine, only fraction of people gets these magazines, so at the top in the world. The people who read them probably will benefit a lot than the people who don't read. It's the same thing with association. So you pay the fee, and I think you have to show up. I think somebody wise years ago have said that, I'm not sure who to credit that quote for, but we probably have seen this elsewhere, that 80% of success is how you show up, which really is all about, you have to participate, you have to be there, because when you show up to events, people will notice you, and also people will start offering help to you, and you probably will know whom also to ask for your help. So I think linking also with what Dr. Sangeeta said and Esther mentioned, I think these are all connected. What you put in is what you get. At the same time, I think the idea of where, I think the biggest question people have is, I'm doing an associate, so where should I start? I'm a member of PSA. I think it's my fourth, fifth year. Probably lost count of it. I was the first Motivian member, and I think there are a few now. I just received my membership renewal, which I'm going to do it in a couple of days. The I remember when I first joined PSA, I only knew a few people. But one of the first action I took was to go to the first convention they had, which I think it was in Chennai. And from there I got connected to people, and then the rest, everything was very easy, and we have done amazing stuff. I was just as a regular member like anyone else, But I think what you put in is what you get. I think this is the most important lesson one can learn, looking into that specific question.
Yeah, because I was very curious and I had to ask you that question because you are coming in from Maldives and you are part of uh, this team here in India. So I was
Hmm.
very curious and hence I had to ask you that question. That and beautifully put, I think, yeah, you can just stack those magazines and getting nothing out of it.
Yeah.
I want to know from each one of you your journey of inception to now. If you had to share with us, how was it and how have you evolved being part of this community?
Okay, can I go?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. So, like Esther mentioned, I've been one of the founding directors of PSAI in India. And, it was at that time I was still working as the CFO. And I used to speak at a lot of events. And it was at that juncture that PSAI came into my life because I was planning to quit my wonderful corporate career because I said, while this is good and it was awesome and I did enjoy the journey, I felt I need to have a better meaning in life and do something a lot more purposeful. And just when I was thinking how do I go about and how can I really contribute to the growth and success of people, PSAI appeared like a charm in my life, and I didn't know that you get paid to speak at that point in time. I mean, that was a big eye opener to me at that point in time. So I said, okay, if I need to be paid to speak, then there must be a lot more stuff that I'm able to bring onto the table and really help and impact people in their growth journey. So I was like, how do I get that edge? And that's when I joined PSAI and I started learning the tricks of the trade on how can I deliver better. What is the value that I bring to the table as a speaker? And as a speaker, when you're addressing large audience, that's when you are able to create an impact, one time and touch many people's lives. So that was an amazing aha moment for me that happened at that point in time. And this was in 2019, right? When we started, we had our first professional speaker summit in Chennai, and it just happened like a charm. We had some amazing global speakers who came, who flew down, and I would say the speakers community is a givers. It's filled with givers, right? And they were so nice. They were, sharing things so openly on how we can up our game, how we can get better speaking skills. What are those little things that we need to do? And that's when I realized, oh, okay, there is a lot of things that I need to learn so that I can help and contribute, to others. And my learning journey as a speaker started then. And then since then, every year I ensure I definitely register and I don't want to miss any of the professional speakers summit. Just one year, though I had signed up last minute, I had to give it a miss because I had to speak at another conference and it was dates were clashing and therefore I couldn't. But every year I have been attending the professional speakers summit because I find tremendous value in it to learn, especially from global speakers, and to know what is the latest trend and how you can sharpen and fine tune your speaking skills. So I think the journey has been amazing, and I'm so glad that I've been part of this community since inception.
Okay, thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Esther, you like to, yes.
Yes. Just like Sangeeta said, I stumbled upon PSAI in the pandemic days when I had not much to do because the trainings were shut. Everything we were just trying to figure out what to do with the trainings because everything was moving online, and that cluelessness made me search to do something more, and I found PSAI. I joined it. But my journey began exactly in a panel discussion. Venkateshwari, I'll tell you, my first opportunity that I took in PSAI was to host a PSS 2022 panel discussion just like this, where all the senior members were there and I was hosting them. That's where my showing up began. And
Oh,
that summit, even though it was an online summit, was an eye opener for me because
Mm,
the who's who of the speaking industry were all there. I
mm,
never knew that so much is possible in professional speaking on a virtual medium, and then there was no stopping. That's where I went crazy to ask as stupid questions as possible to anybody, because now it made sense to me with that online summit which happened, and I started participating. And this would be my fifth summit in Chennai. And my first professional speaking stage also happened from PSCI for PSCI, where I got selected and spoke. So the entire profession which I have got, other than my training business, has come from PSCI. And that's why it was like a member to a participant to becoming a contributor and now leading. But that happens in a community because of the trust which the members put on you. You may not talk to everybody every other day, but they are watching. So how much ever small contribution, keep doing it, is what I tell all my members, because it goes a long way. And helps you in so much better ways. I think and now I am in a place where I can demand money for speaking. What's better than that, right? So that has been my journey in PSCI.
and I can see a wide smile as you've shared, and the excitement with which what you shared. And you spoke about, before I move to Afeef, I want to ask you one more question. You said that I showed up that one time on an online summit, and it was a panel discussion. Uh, how was the community, the peers' contribution to that journey afterwards? Because after that, you said there was no looking back.
One thing I have said a lot of times in a lot of places: take pride in your chapter, start doing the little contribution from that chapter, and then start expanding to the entire PSI. You would be amazed that any person you send a message to and ask a question, they are very, very open. This is one community. There are so many communities, Venkateshwari, but this is one community where there is no competition. There is an acceptance and a realization that there is enough work for everybody, and everybody is ready to share and support. And that has what has helped me a lot. So whether it is through moderating, whether it is, we have Mithil who's managing the backstage, whether it is the coordination, anything, take it up, connect with people, talk to people, and you would be amazed. To be very honest, I've hardly spoken to Sangeeta 5 times in 5 years. But every single, but still, when I, and that is out of respect, because I look up to her. I have always hesitated to talk to her, but whenever there has been a challenge and I have written to her a message, she's spoken. She's been
Absolutely.
very, very easy to reach out to, and she has responded and supported. That's how it is across PSI, not just in Chennai but across. So that's what happens when you start showing up and asking for support. It is very much there. You don't have to look too much.
I totally agree. That has been my experience in the last 1 year. I
Yeah.
so agree to this. Yeah. And so coming to you, Afeef, I have this. I have the same question. After joining PSAI, how has your journey evolved as a speaker? What has happened? What are the shifts that you noticed?
Thank you. Great. I'd like to highlight probably three things. Number one is when I first joined, obviously I knew a couple of the co-founding
I think there's a connection issue with Afeef. We can't hear you. Afeef, we lost you. We can't hear you clearly. We lost you the last to 1 minute. We couldn't hear you clearly. Are you there? Okay. I think Afeef is there. Maybe
Yeah,
he'll
looks
come.
like a connectivity
Not
issue. Yeah.
Yes, but
other
we can still continue the conversation. He can join
colleagues.
in. Yeah. Okay.
So I think
Okay, cool. So by the time, well, I think Afeef will join in. I have another question. This one is for Sangeeta. When you, beyond skills and knowledge, when you join a community, you spoke about the mindset. What do you think are some of the subtle inner shifts that happen when when you're growing alongside peers, especially peers sometimes who are larger than life, like you? So you are the right one to answer.
So I like I said, the community is a givers community, and
Yeah.
there are like so many things that we learn from each other, and support each other, whatever it may be, the challenges that may be there, or to see how we can collaborate together, value add to clients. Because, like you notice, Venki, each of us, our domains are different, right? And what
Hmm.
each of us, our experience and what we actually bring to the table is kind of different. So
Yeah.
based on that, we tend to learn from each other. If somebody, for example, has come out with an ebook, you're also tempted to come out with an ebook in your domain, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's how you learn from each other. And like I said, people are very open. It could be like a micro book, it can be an ebook, or it can be a new game that somebody has introduced, whatever that is. Or, it can even be simple things like, uh, what sort of accessories that you want to use, and how you want to show up to a client, how do you want to send a proposal, right? It can be multiple different things. And instead of sitting and cracking your brains just by yourself, I think it's really helpful when you know that you can learn from each other and you don't
Yeah.
have to repeat those same mistakes, right? So I think
True.
that's
True.
where the power of the community can actually be leveraged upon. And apart from that, to see how you can refer each other. Like, I speak on finance, high performance, business strategy, profitability. So if somebody else is, speaking on other domains and there is a requirement, people refer me, I refer people, right? So it becomes a mutual win-win situation. So I think those
Hmm.
little things are where you can really piggyback on each other and see how you can learn, grow, and give back to your clients and audience. So I think those
Yeah.
subtle shifts, and like I said, some of these you don't even realize because you
Yeah.
sometimes tend to take things for granted, right?
Hmm.
Because you
Hmm.
know that they are there, and you can bank on them, you can learn from each other and support each other. So that way there's a lot of things, even if you want to try out new things, right? So you
Hmm.
can definitely feel free to do stuff like that. So I think that way it has been some of them have been subtle shifts, some of them have been a lot more impactful as well. So that
Yeah.
way it has been like simply amazing.
Yeah, yeah, and as you're speaking this, I could immediately connect to the abbreviations that you use in your sessions or in your speaking, in your
Yes,
speeches. And
that's right.
I think
Yeah,
I've just picked that up, and I used it in
right.
one of my speeches.
Nice,
So
nice,
that
nice.
that's how we learn from our peers.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yes. So Afeef
Awesome.
is back.
Yeah, let's hear
Afeef,
from him.
yes, let's hear from you, Afeef. You were sharing and we couldn't hear you. We lost you. Yeah,
yes,
if you
yes.
could share your
Sorry,
journey. Yes.
yeah, we had a bit of a technical issue. My apologies to everybody who is watching and listening.
No, no.
Yes, I was saying that there's three things I would like to highlight. One of them is when I joined PSA, PSA, obviously I knew some of the early founders like Kirba and few others, but I think it also inspired me to connect with few like minded colleagues from Modis and form the Modis Professional Speaker Association and PSAI early co-founders and then the president, like for example Vinay and few others. They really played an important role in inspiring me, I suppose, guiding on forming an association. So I think that sort of masterclass learning came through the be maybe a member of PSI, which if I probably want, I mean, I was a member of other associations too, but due to the time difference, they were not able to reach as much as I wanted. Then the other thing is mentoring, the world class mentoring you receive, like is Esther and also Sangeeta highlighted that, because you know you can reach out to these people and you can reach them at any time, and you agree on a time that works well. I think that you get really free from whoever is a member of the PSA. And the third thing is, because I think professional speaking, just like any other business or any other skill, is a continuous learning. You have to continuously learn. So to do that, this is the best community, because everybody brings a different view, everybody brings a different skill, and there's always something that you can learn and add value. I think these three things have played an important role in what I do and how I offer it back to my community and everyone else.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Um, Esther, I have a question for you, and I find this a very interesting question because, every speaker, or I think every human, faces this one small whisper in their head, which is called self doubt. And it keeps whispering, and I'm sure speakers also go through the same. In what ways do you think growing with peers, you know, builds on the confidence of a speaker in the community, or what can, yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead. Can I answer?
Yes, yes, please. You seem very
I
excited.
think yes, all of me in PSI is through PSI. So every time when I speak about it, you can see it on my face.
Yes.
So that's how it is. But what I have learned being in this community is that uh, you're learning a lot of things from so many lived experiences of these experts, and that makes a lot of things easy because um, when we talk about professional speaking, there is one thing which we regularly do is hone our speaking skills. But when we work on our professional speaking skills, there is something which is called as the feed forward. And we call it the feed forward because it takes us two notches higher or forward and make us better. It this when you are learning with experts around you in a community like this, it is your blind spots are shown very gently. It's not just, oh wow, amazing work. That happens, that also happens here, but with that also it happens that, but maybe this can be better. And if we start accepting that, it is we need to understand that this is coming from the lived experiences of speakers who have grown in this community and doing much better than you, and they know this space. So probably your benchmark to be a professional speaker also expands. So you are not aiming small anymore. You want to be more every single time you attend a master class, every single time when you're blown away with what is possible in this profession. And honestly, I've been attending summits for 5 years, and every summit, it just breaks all my myths and gives me bigger benchmarks, to focus on or work on, because there's so much possibility. So that's what changes. Your identity of living in a shell changes to trying to magnify that persona by learning from each other.
I love when you said that you broke myth. So my next question is related to that. And I want to know from each one of you, what is that one myth that you broke being part of this community? Because,
Can I go
yeah,
ahead?
yes, yes.
I thought I was amazing. I knew it all. I thought I knew it all. But when
That's a
I
good
came
place to
here,
be in. That's a good place
no,
to be in, don't you think so?
yes, but that's what restricts our growth. The minute you come in a
Ah,
community where a lot of possibility of growth is seen, you realize, oh, I think I can be more better. Oh, think I can work on this. Okay, this one's doing this. Maybe let me experiment. So it just makes your thinking bigger. So that was my myth which broke.
Yes, yes, Sangeeta.
Yeah, I think if I were to build on what Esther said, for me, the myth was I'm not alone, right?
Wow.
Because again, speaking about imposter syndrome and all that, you just
Yes.
need somebody who understands, who's there in that space, and been there, and then kind of uh, letting you, hey, listen, it's not just for you, but
Mhm.
for many of us as well, who are even a lot more seasoned as well. So I think that way it's quite comforting to note that, okay, I'm not the odd one out. In fact, when even before I joined professional speakers, even before PSAI was formed, I used to give a lot of talks. And uh, I mean, Venki, you can relate to this. I'm sure you've heard of Mike Mohan, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the
Yes.
actor, right? And
Yes.
so earlier, when I used to give my talks and used to, pose with me speaking with the mic, and people were like, "Oh, you're becoming like Mike Mohan. We always see you around with the mic." And the same set of people who now, like, appreciate. They say, "Oh, wow, like, you've blossomed so
Yeah.
well as a professional speaker." So that
Beautiful.
yes, change was like it really felt good. Yeah.
Okay, okay, excellent, excellent. So, Afeef, we were talking about one myth
Yes.
that you broke being part of this community.
Mm. Yeah, I believe that I didn't necessarily had a myth when I joined the association because I was already a part of the Professional Speaker Association or the Asia Professional Speakers in Singapore for many years before I joined the
Yes, yes.
PSF. But I think when I joined, I had this thought of what new value the PSAI will bring. And I know that the formation of PSAI also had inspired a lot from the Asia Professional Speaker Singapore in the early stage of its formation. But to my surprise, I think the added value I have received as a member from learning and the various events that they have had, like the number of virtual events, hybrid events, in-person events, and obviously I'm based in Maldives, and again India is
Mm.
the closest country. I think the number of connections we have made, and the work we do in Maldives, and the help we have received from many of the members of the association, I think is one of the biggest sort of an achievement in terms of a thought that I had, whether it will work this way or not. I think it has gone to my surprise to be on the positive side. So this is really
Oh,
a
beautiful.
great way to have those connections and build the network and really contribute the best possible way from yourself and also from everybody else around.
Okay, okay, great, great. I broke one myth, and I want to share that too. I broke a myth saying it is too difficult, and seeing all, and like Sangeeta said, that you become an average of the five people that you're around, and being around my peers at PSAI, I think I broke that myth, and I say that it's easy now. It's getting easier. Okay, we have an amazing video coming up next. And so, backstage team, are you all ready? Can we just have this video? This is about Professional Speaking Summit 2026. Yes, Mithil, on to you. I think it's the backend team is just working on getting the video ready. Um, okay, so another question that I think I find this question very interesting is that we all end up joining many communities. I think there's this urge to join many communities. When you see something new, people join. To people who are watching our audience, if some of them are thinking that just yet another community, what would your answer be?
I think, I mean, I am part of many other communities, but I think the kind of camaraderie that is here, the kind of learning and giving makes a whole lot of difference. And
Yes.
if this might excite few others, Afeef, who's part of the community, he's been very generous. He has said that, every time we have a summit, he gets some of the good speakers to come and speak in Maldives. In fact, I was being one of the lucky ones who got chosen last year, and then I've been looking forward to go go and speak in Maldives. So, that's the power of not just PSI, but the global speaking community, because a lot of the global speakers also keep attending our summits. I think this year we have, apart from Maldives, a huge contingent from Maldives. We also have people coming in, I think, from Russia, from Bhutan, many different, Australia, US, Singapore, so we have so
Yeah.
many of these global speakers coming in. So I think that's a great chance to network, learn, collaborate. I mean, the opportunities are endless. So I think it's up to us to leverage on the strength of this.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Esther, what would you like to say?
Uh, I'm also a part of a few more communities, but if you say that PSI is just another community, I would take it personally because it's not. Uh, you know, this is one community. You're paying a membership, but you're getting access to who's who of the professional speaking world. Everybody coming and meeting you. You would meet Frederick Herron, and he would meet you as if he's just another person, very humble, very grounded. You meet Mike Hancock, you meet Trudy, you meet Tim Gard. Everybody is here in the summit,
Yes,
and
yes,
does that happen everywhere? Not at all. Number two, the people of the community. For the very summit, we keep our entire month or 2 months work aside just to be a part and serve and support the community. Us, the main teams, they might have been keeping the work aside for 6 months or been working for an entire year. That does not happen everywhere, especially in communities which is led through voluntary service, but it happens here, and that's what creates the magic of collaboration and learning together in this
okay.
community.
Beautifully summarized. Yes, yes, Afeef.
Yes, my thought on that is it depends on what you're looking for. I think every community is great in its own way. Every community offers something valuable, and it depends on what you're looking for. So, for example, if you're a member of a virtual speakers association, maybe what they offer will be very different than an association like PSAI, where they have different chapters and number of activities, and they every day there's an event happening literally in the PSAI. So if you're somebody who's always traveling and maybe you have this fear of missing out, well, maybe you're a member of PSA, you shouldn't, because you can join this chapter, that chapter if you're missing it, right? Because some communities they only have once an event a month. So it depends on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for more collaborations and connection, if you're somebody who travels a lot to different parts of India, what a great way to be a member of this association, because almost all the major state cities, there's somebody that is a member of the PSA. So I think be focused on what you're looking for, and then in that community you will find the right people for you.
Okay, yeah,
Yes,
yes, yes,
and if I may add on as well, I think the board and the community and Esther, who's the president this year, and even the earlier presidents, Vinay, Neerja Kriba, I mean, they've all gone out and done so much for the community, because I
yes,
know, and
yes,
since I was part of the founding team and the directors, I know there's so much of time, effort that has been put in developing and growing this community. It is not easy. There's a
yes,
lot of
yes,
work and
yes,
responsibility. So kudos to
yes,
you, Esther, and your team. You guys have been amazing
yes,
doing this
yes.
great job.
And
And
yes,
even the PSS team, headed by Vinay and team, I think they're just fabulous, putting in so much of efforts to make sure this event is a huge success. So kudos to
okay.
that spirit.
Yes, yes. And on that note, let's play the PSS video.
Yes.
One voice can spark an idea, but many voices united create a movement. We are speakers, we are storytellers, we are change makers. We stand on the power of our words, but words alone don't shape the future. It is when voices come together, when knowledge is shared, that's when true transformation happens. We are a young association, bold, relentless, taking confident strides into the world of professional speaking. But we don't walk alone, we rise together. And what better place to experience synergy than a land where time itself has stood witness to it? Welcome to Chennai, This year we gather not just to speak, but to breathe, reflect and connect at a one-of-a-kind beachside retreat in Chennai. Set along the scenic East Coast Road, this beachfront venue blends elegance with energy. Walk barefoot on the sands. Let the sea breeze ignite your next big idea. Share the table with folks from all over the globe and indulge in a buffet that could range from Tair Sadam to biryani, angel hair pasta to zucchini salad, fried fish to grilled lobster, and coconut-drenched curries from coastal India. AI will shape our tools, but synergy will shape our destiny. Because while technology may keep throwing up the next big thing, humanity has always thrived on synergy. This is our moment. This is our stage. This is our synergy. Professional Speakers Summit 2026. Lock the date. Come join us. Be a part of the moment.
Oh my God, I love this video. The moment I see it, I get goosebumps every time I watch it. I don't know how many times I watched it. Uh, the voice, the video, so appealing and calling you to the summit. So, what are your views on PSS 2026? We'll start from Afeef this time. Yes, Afeef, you're coming all the way from Maldives.
Thank you, thank you. Well, it gets better every time. This will be my fourth PSA conference, and it gets better all the time. The type, the speakers that we bring in, the way that the convention gets so the agenda, right? So day one, day two, and how it pre pre-event and the post-event, all these different things. So in simple terms, I would say it always gets better. I believe the PSA convention, the Professional Speaker Summit, India is always a hallmark of excellence. It is my and somebody who has also seen many other conferences, by the way, every year. So I can tell you that, and I've told this to over the conference chair over and over all the time that you always set the bar high, and it's a country with 1 billion+ people, and you can put the conference like this. It's always a plus point. So I'm looking forward.
Sure. Yes. Yes, Sangeeta.
I have three words to say. I think it is enticing, enchanting, and elevating. Because I think every time, the kind of the energy you feel, like, it's a real energy boost, I would say, because, it kind of opens up so many thoughts for you, because you feel, oh yeah, I should probably do this learning, I would like to incorporate in my talk, or in those workshops that I do. So different sort of thought process. I mean, let me just give you a small example. Like, I'm a finance professional, and then there's always storytelling, and guess what, I decided to marry the two. So now I do sessions on financial storytelling, right? So it just sparks new thoughts and ideas that way. So and obviously you feel so excited and kicked about it, right? So I'm like really excited, and I'm looking forward to a lot of learning from PSS 26, so that I can up my game, I can contribute more to the clients I work with.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Yes, Esther. Esther
I
is
would
always
say,
so excited and
yes.
glowing. I love that
Yes,
glow.
I would say exciting. I'm just excited. It's an exciting event every single year, and not to be missed. An event that cannot be missed. That's the feeling I hold for PSS summits every single year. And just like Afeef said, the bar just gets going higher and higher and higher. This time we are doing it at a resort. All of us are going to be there together, and so the levels are crazy. The mood is crazily exciting. That's how I would sum it.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes, and I would also like to add, I think this time we are expecting close to about 200 people. So there's a
wow,
lot that we have to offer, a lot of
the highest
networking and
ever.
yes,
Yes.
yes, and learning. Yeah,
And we have almost just about a week and few days to the summit.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
And
Can't
yeah, and
wait.
I yes,
This is
totally. And
where
I
this is where all our delegates are shopping already, planning because we have dress codes and the fun has already begun. So we all are busy in trying to be our best and enjoy every minute.
yes, yes. And I'm just reading a comment, and I that just got my attention. This person says, "At perform at best," has left a comment, listening to us, saying, "Most importantly, the benefit that she found from the communities helped me find myself." And oh my God, what a statement! Help me find myself. And before we, yes, yes, go ahead. You're saying something, Esther.
I think that's a story for a lot of us in PSCI.
Yeah.
We have really found ourselves. We didn't know it was possible, but it is.
Yes, beautiful. If you had to, each one of you tell me what did y'all find in this community? Of course, y'all shared a lot. If you had to just tell me one word, something that you found for yourself.
An extra spark, I would say.
A spark. Yes. And Afeef?
I think some great connections that I probably wouldn't have made if I wasn't a part of this association, and
Yeah.
connections that not just are friends but professionally you can ask for help anytime, which is something not very common unless you're probably a part of an subscription based organization, right? But this is beyond that, so it's just wonderful.
Yes.
And it's beyond
So,
speaking also. Yeah, it's
yes.
Yes.
beyond speaking. Yes, yes.
And if I can give you a quirky one, I think I
Yes.
found a new profession and more money. And
I love that. I want more.
yes, and of course, I got some friends for life. Uh, and and a bigger expectation from myself that I can be much more than what I thought I would
Yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes. And also, what comes to my mind is ye dil mange more.
Yes,
Yes,
always.
yes, Dil Mangi
Yes.
more and much, much
Yeah.
more. So I
Yeah.
love what you said, from Sangeeta said extra spark and great connections and becoming much, much more. And if people have to find that, I think the place to be is at PSS 2026. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So lovely talking to you all in this conversation. I enjoyed this conversation with all three of you. We've come to the end
Likewise.
of this close of the finale episode of Ripple Talks. And I want to sincerely thank you for your insightful and enriching conversation. And today's session reflects the core of Ripple Talks, which is synergy. Sorry, the core theme of PSS 2026, which is synergy. And when individuals come together with shared intent, the collective impact becomes significantly stronger and we grow stronger together. So, with that note, we would end this conversation and thank you so much for the audience to be here. Thank you everyone for joining in, and thank you the backend team, Mithil, Midhu, Vinay. Thanks so much for making this entire show happen here. Yeah. Any
Thank you
last
very
word?
much.
Thank you, Venki, for being an amazing host.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, sharing the stage with all three of you. It's been I'm so fortunate, grateful, truly grateful.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.